So I just finished watching Jordan Peterson and Destiny debate or interview, whatever you want to call it, on Jordan Peterson's YouTube, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts on this. For context, it's now 5 a.m. here in London, and I started watching this 10 p.m. last night when it came out around. I think it came out at 9, and I started watching at 10 p.m. I watched it for 20 minutes and I thought, I need to sleep. So I went to bed, but I woke up at 2 again. I think I was so excited to watch the rest of it. And long story short, I'll finish. I even subscribed to Daily Wire. It was such a successful debate, you could say, that I subscribed to watch another 20 minutes of these two talking to each other. And I don't want to talk about the actually content of the debate right now. I might do it in another video, like go point by point on the topics. How did the conversation between these two go? My thoughts on Jordan Peterson, on Destiny, and again, most importantly, like this debate made me think about like why do we even have conversation? Because that was one of the questions they were asking, like why are we even doing this? And like there is obviously a stereotypical reply to this that having conversation is healthy and hash out the differences. A lot of time this doesn't happen, especially in this day and age. And the conversation doesn't happen that much between right and left anymore, or when it happens, it's just the same cliches. It's either very confrontational or it's just too pleasant, like an avoidance of a lot of conflicts. This was neither of those. This wasn't pleasant. It wasn't unpleasant at times. It was very confrontational, without being disrespectful, without not being in good faith. And it was very refreshing to see. It was refreshing to see Jordan Peterson back to his elements. In my opinion, I haven't watched Jordan Peterson for a long while because I was put off by some of the stuff that he was tweeting, and I think, in my opinion, he went off the rail a bit. But you might not agree with it. And the way I put it in context is that the guy got attacked so much when he first opened up to the world. And I think he was much more open-minded, not maybe open-minded in his views in being criticized, but I mean, you can handle so much criticism without starting to protect yourself and your family and people around you and wondering like, what's the point? Because people out there, they don't care. They just want to destroy you, and they don't know why they want to destroy you. They just want you to get on your knees, not in a sexual way, get on your knees, and then that's not even enough. And I don't know, basically they decapitate you and afterward and even deny that you ever existed. That was quite grim. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, so I understand that, people wanting to not engage anymore. But this was refreshing to see. I think from the beginning, I could see Jordan Peterson was quite hesitant, didn't really trust Destiny, didn't expect much from him. He expected the same old leftist arguments, and I think he was pleasantly surprised. He was still quite passionate in his opposition to some of Destiny views, but I think he warmed to him, and I could see that he was energized. He was leaning forward. He was becoming like almost wanting Destiny to challenge him. He was really getting back into his elements. I don't know, I'm maybe reading too much into it, but I think by the end of it, he looked younger because, and it's not like, sadly, a lot of conversations turns into like who won, who destroyed who, but this was actually a healthy conversation. This was how it's supposed to be. People disagree, concede some points, not for the sake of it, because, you might have but because at the time you're convinced by the other person, because you're actually listening and it's not your ego connected to every point that you're making, and you're just worried that, if you concede this point, you've admitted to a mistake, which is 99% of the conversations out there. Or again, in a sort of a rather unproductive way, people concede too many points because they're afraid of confrontation, or they just want to be clapped for being open-minded, but you see a sort of a phony conversation. You don't see like for me, this seemed real. To me, this seemed real. For you, it might not. It might be the same old. But I love these gray conversations when things aren't black and white. When by the end of it, you just feel closer to both sides of the arguments. You have more understanding of the opposition, and you also have better understanding of the people you support, and maybe even learn even more. This is why we have conversations, even if it's just two people getting closer to each other, trusting each other a bit more. It's worth having it. It doesn't matter if other people don't get convinced. Even for someone such as me, I'm looking at Jordan Peterson a bit differently now. I'm more open to listening to him again. I subscribe to Daily Wire because of it. So I'm gonna give it a chance because I was like, that's all because there was a conversation between someone who I listened to, Destiny, and I don't agree with often, but I agree. The only reason I listen to him is because he exposes himself to variety of thoughts, and through him I sort of listen to other people as well. So I didn't like his last interview, his last debate with on Lex Friedman's show, because that was firstly too academic for something that is happening right now in the world, and it's life and death in my opinion. And secondly, it wasn't productive at all. It was just nobody was going to concede on anything. But anyway, please subscribe and share your views and let me know what I can do to better my videos. This is the first one I'm posting on this channel. Hopefully I'm going to post many more if this is tiny bit successful. But yeah, please comment. Let me know what you thought of the debate, and if you have any other points, I'll like to read them, and I might actually make another video talking replying to the comments. One last thing, I'm going to probably make another video about the actual content that was discussed in this rather than just the overview of the conversation. Anyway, thank you for watching, if you are still watching, and please subscribe, comment, and other things.